Hello everyone, and welcome back to old school Minecraft modded survival. Today we are going to be doing, maybe a little bit of adventuring. Last time we got our forge set up and going, we got some lava going, and we got ourselves some better tools. So before we get going fully today, I do want to actually have some better armor. Now if we take a look at our map here, the most likely way we should probably continue our search, or continue our exploration rather, is to go northwest, just past that giant tree. We're going to set the giant tree here actually, just so I remember about that. I guess we don't need to since we're so close to spawn village, but I figured I would anyways, because yeah, it's nice to have the extra information. Just something that we can actually look around and see. We don't need to go up here. So we're gonna go ahead and, yeah, just set up typical armor stuff. Yeah, so that's gonna give us more protection than what leather can give us. And we don't have a lot of food. We're gonna really rely on finding food on our way. Since it's modded, I'm not super worried about that. Before we go though, I do want to see, is there like a sleeping bag? Sleeping bag from open blocks. Here we go. There we go. And I'm assuming that the way that works is it lets us sleep without resetting our spawn, which will be perfect for us. So without further ado, let's grab some of these raspberries and head on out. Totally just did not pick up any raspberries there, huh? Or am I going crazy and not seeing them? Or did they go automatically into here? They did. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, we don't need that leather armor anymore, so we're going to throw it out, and we're going to start heading on out. And I'm very excited to see all the interesting stuff. We've got the weird, mystical tree there. Hello, bunny. How are you today? Aura Bloom from Chromaticraft. We should get into Chromaticraft at some point during this episode. Oh, we got a wizard tower, presumably. Also, that giant tree is still, it's super crazy up close. So hopefully I'm not going to go into this wizard tower and just explode. That would be bad. Oh, hello. Are you hostile? You're not. Magic crystal for a spell book. Tome of Arcana for emeralds and magic crystals. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Arcane workbench. How does this work? So I guess you put in the magic crystals and you put in weird thingy there, and then I guess you put in like a book and maybe it lets you make spells, is my guess. I could be totally off there, but that's just kind of my gut feeling based on my ability to discern game design as a game designer. So yeah, let's go ahead and just keep on wandering. I would love at some point to be able to find a saddle and get a horse going. I think that would make adventuring a lot less strenuous resource-wise. Honestly, this huge plain with all these like wizard towers around is very interesting. I would like to set up shop here, but I don't really want to because I want to kind of explore more and see what there is. I think it would be more fun to just set up shop significantly further away, just so we have to explore more. Anyways, let's go into this wizard tower and see what's up. It would be real nice if it didn't have the spiral staircase, because it is a little bit annoying to climb. Hello, wizard! Spellbook, magic crystals, same deals, more diamond for a Tome of Arcana. Wand range upgrade. Okay. Interesting stuff, sir. Thank you. Okay, let's continue on. I saw a palm tree over there, so either we're getting to an ocean or we're going to get to an interesting little, like, tropical biome, which could be nice. Unfortunately, it does look like it's just an ocean that we are seeing, which is a little bit of a shame, but we can go this way and see what else is in the area. Okay, cows. Perfect. We needed cows for the backpack that we can upgrade. I hope that being in this aura from that crystal thing isn't going to end up with me dead in a second. Okay, it looks like it's right there. I'm hoping it's just doing that from me looking in the vicinity and not being close to dying. Because that would be very bad. I should have upgraded this with some like or some lapis, I think it is, for looting. That's what it is for weaponry. Okay, we do have like a desert tropical area here, which is pretty cool. And it is starting to get closer to night. We do also have a very interesting floating thingamajig over here. which looks like it has a lot of dudes that could kill us. So maybe we sneak a little closer. Okay, they do show up red on the mini-map, so I am going to run now. They have iron swords at the very least, and it looks like they have some magical people, which scares me a lot more than the iron swords do, because I don't actually know what the magical people are capable of. But I do know what the iron swords are capable of, and that's scary enough to make me run off. I don't really want to deal with the bunnies. I know you can get leather from crafting rabbit hide, but it feels kind of bad killing bunnies, and also they're just really annoying to kill, and you don't get enough resource out of it to really bother with it. So we're just gonna ignore them and hope we find some more cows. We ended up one leather short, which is just really, really unfortunate. This is a really pretty biome. Autumn log from extra biomes. This is a cool area. I would definitely build in this area, for sure. It could be cool to set up like a sort of cottage in this area, because I just think it's very pretty, honestly. I really like the golds and the reds and the oranges going on in autumn environments. Whenever it gets to fall in real life and I'm playing vanilla Minecraft, I always try to have an autumn resource pack going on. So yeah, living in an autumn biome would be pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. Yeah, this autumn biome is it's gorgeous, and it's making a really good argument for why I should build there. Okay, so it looks like it wasn't getting night. It was just that the autumn biome was kind of giving that orange hue, I think. Or something like that. I don't really know that specifically for sure. I guess we're not really hurting that much for coal, but I am still grabbing it anyways, just because it's nice to have. Aluminum is always going to be nice with Tinker's Construct, so I will definitely grab that. We now need to eat, and there we go. That's all of our bread, so we do need to really hope we get some more food going on. We got like a broken village house here, which is quite interesting. Really bad loot there, but it does add a little bit of something to the world building, which is cool. Dang, so many of the structures going on. Obsidian totem. I guess we'll harvest this and see what's going on with it. Obsidian top. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this for now. I don't really need that, so it would just kind of be taking up inventory space. A gourd garden. We've got some more food going on. Let's take a look in our backpack. Cucumber. How much does that heal? Or feed? Not a lot. We are going to pull out our sleeping bag, and we found some horses. You want to sleep on that? I guess it's judging us for wanting to use a sleeping bag. And let's look around here. I'm hoping that there's no drawbacks to using a sleeping bag, aside from obviously not setting your spawn. That kind of seems like the main design philosophy behind sleeping bags in most versions of mods. And I think it's actually a really good thing to have, so you don't have to worry about nighttime while adventuring. 7. Oh, there we go. It just lagged over there. So now we can set up a nicer backpack for ourselves, as soon as we get some wood, that is. So we're gonna go ahead and get some acacia, a backpack, which has, I think that is more slots than this one, 15 to 18, and this one can be upgraded. So we just surround it with iron, and then this one we surround with gold, and then surround with diamond, and we've got the biggest. Okay, so this definitely seems like a nice backpack to have. Let's take a look at the map here. We're over here now. I want to keep going this direction, assuming that it doesn't just end. Again, like, settling in the autumn area would be cool, but at the same time, it is just straight up really close to our other area, and I don't know if I want to settle that close. I kind of want to see more of the world. But it looks like I might have to go boating in order to do that, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame indeed. I'm hoping that this episode can sort of just become the, like, adventuring episode, and then by the end we can find a place to settle and move there next episode and start building. With this iron backpack stuff going on, and being able to actually make iron and eventually gold backpacks, I'm hoping that moving shouldn't be too hard. Now, the question is, okay, that's cool. That's really useful. I like that a lot. We're going to... What's in here? A zucchini. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this autumn forest area. We are getting close to spooky magic. Okay, that's very green and a little scary for it. We got a spider here. We do need more string, so why not? Oh, jumped straight over me. And a spirit, nonetheless. Interesting. We got ectoplasm from random things. Sure, why not? That's curious. We're definitely going to need a lot more in the way of backpacks in order to get things moved over. So I am hoping that we do keep running into spiders and the like without having to sleep, because nighttime is in fact very scary to me right now. Got another wizard's tower over there, which I'm not going to bother with because it seems like it's going to be the same as the other two. While we're letting that run, let's go ahead and take a look at our quest book. So, quest lines, getting started. Thaumium and steel. And thaumium. What else do we have? Chromaticraft. Chromaticraft is a magic mod with a power system based on 16 colors of light. Some crystal pylons prevent them from damaging you, but if you know, you might want to keep it safe distance. Heavy focus on discovery and exploration, so this questline will just focus on explorations of mechanics. Sounds good. Alright, chromatic lexicon. When you look at your lexicon, you'll see 2 tabs on the left and 3 tabs on the right. First tab on the left is an info page. Second tab on the left is a recipe page. First tab on the right is a progression tab, and the second tab on the right is a recovery tab. The last tab is a notes tab. That's cool. I don't know if I'm going to use the notes. Maybe it would be a good idea, but maybe not. Find knowledge fragments in various dungeons. Sneak and right click on one in your hotbar to open the decoder and place the fragment in the top slot. Sneak right click on your lexicon to open the inventory and store the fragment. You can also store blank fragments in the lexicon. Good to know. Okay, elemental manipulator. Your first crystal tool, you'll be using this a lot. This marks the end of the questline for now. Go forth and explore. Okay, so I need to make an elemental manipulator, which is a knowledge fragment and 2 sticks. Okay, so we have a start to look forward to with that. I don't know why I really bothered with 2, I guess. Let's go ahead and eat some meat. Delicious. And get going. I'm surprised those tiny cacti don't hurt you. I feel like that's a very modded thing they would have done. But I'm also very glad, because I would definitely be running into a bunch of them without even thinking about it. And being like, ah, that's so annoying, that it hurts. Even though it, you know, makes sense for cacti to hurt you. Even though they're that, like, plentiful. So I'm picking up some sheep just because, not some sheep. I am picking up some pigs just because I need food. I guess we'll just continue onward. I don't like whatever mod is adding in those like random ambient animal noises that have nothing to do with the actual mobs in the environment. Like, just as a game designer, that just distracts the player and lets them not use sounds to their advantage in game to detect and observe the world. And it's just a little bit of a shame. It's fine, but it's also something that I am going to gripe with. It's like the elephants in the acacia biomes that was in the first episode. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, so it does look like we've reached the end of this island in this direction. We could go down here. We could go this way. But in terms of this way, this is it. Oh, there is more land over there, which is nice. And we'll grab some iron, because we need it to repair our pickaxe. Okay, that's... I didn't think it would be hurting me that far away. I thought I would have to get closer. Turns out, I do not. We're also going to start spamming the sleeping bag. You want to sleep on that? Let's get me to sleep, please. There we go. That is so weird that it just stopped rendering that area across the sea there, just because I slept. Oh shoot, that's right. There's not any sort of swimming going on. So I guess we're gonna go back to land and make a boat. I was just gonna, you know, new Minecraft swim, and that's just not a thing at this point in time. Okay, I see the drawback with this one. I can only put plants in there, which is unfortunate. Whereas this one, I can just kind of put whatever I want, I think, and make ourselves a boat. I'm very glad that they didn't bring over Bedrock's, or specifically Pocket Edition's, like, shovel recipe for the boat. I've always thought that's very dumb, even though the boats have oars. It just feels very... it feels very clunky to make, having to make a shovel as well. How do I get out of the boat? I am stuck in the boat. Is it just lag, not lag? Here we go. It is just lag. Wonderful. Modded experience, everybody. That's fine, though. I really like how vibrant the grass is in this area. I think it's a very nice color, and I think this makes it something I also would like to build in. Let's just grab these cows. I wonder how the autumn trees would look in an environment with this sort of grass. Like, obviously the grass and the autumn trees are very different color palettes, so maybe it just clashes and looks really ugly. But what if instead it just looks very vibrant and gorgeous instead? I said instead twice, I don't care. So I think that would be very cool. I don't think I'm really going to look into that or follow it up at all, but it's just something I've been thinking about while traveling through this area. Okay, so we now have enough for another backpack, which is very nice, because I can't actually upgrade to gold right now, simply because I don't have access to gold. I haven't found any yet. So it'd be nice to have 2 iron backpacks, because I think that would make it easier to move about. Okay, so it looks like this is pretty much just one small island. I think I'm happy with the idea of living on this island, though, and just making ourselves like a fortress at the top of the hill. Maybe not like a fortress, but a nice cottage at the top of the hill, and we can make paths and stuff going up. I think that would be nice. So I'm going to go to the top of the hill, and I'm going to establish a waypoint to show where I'm going to build. I'm hoping there's nothing funky at the top of the hill that's going to make living here a pain. There's also so many cows spawning in this biome. It's super nice, actually, because, like, look at this. 23 leather. I could almost make a total of 4 backpacks. 3 plus the 1 I've got. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think it's really necessary to have that many. We'll see. Maybe it is. Maybe I am just underestimating how much junk I have that I want to bring. Because with modded, you never know if your junk's going to be useful later. I think this is the top of the hill. Yeah. So I think I'm going to call this home. And I really like this spot as a home. New home. I think especially if we have a glider, which I think is probably the plan, it's going to make a really nice spot for us to kind of glide off from. Because Open Blocks has a glider last I checked. Glider! We got a hang glider, we got glider wings from Ender.io as well. Dark steel. Hang glider is 2 glider wings and a stick. Glider wings are leather and sticks. Oh, we can already make a glider if we wanted. I think I might do that. Sacrifice a little bit of my backpack making potential. So we're gonna go for this other cow down here real quick, just so we have as much leather as we possibly can. Hello? Invisible? Oh, nope, tree cow. Not invisible, tree. Yippee! So let's head on up here. Hello, tree cow. And now we're going to set up our crafting stuff. Okay, we are lacking sticks. And then we do a little bit of that. And there we go. We got our hang glider. And then while we're at it, let's just make more backpacks. Why not? We can make exactly 2 more backpacks, which is great news, because that's kind of what I wanted to do. And there we go. And now let's go ahead and hang glide home, or at least as far home as we can get. I wonder why it's doing that. You don't need to hold it. Okay, so it's not mouse issues. I'm just an idiot. Okay, so we found ourselves a nice little jungle temple, and we're going to mine that out, and we're going to dig. I don't have any iron. Whoops. Didn't think that through very well. Okay, so we are going to make a tinker's workbench, or crafting station, I should say. We are also going to set that up, and set that up, and set that up. And now we can sleeping bag. I'm now accustomed to the weight of my pickaxe, which is pretty cool. I think that means something. I don't remember what that means. Okay, we have run into maybe a slight issue I can't see. Okay, here we go. Here's the knowledge fragments. Okay, so we're gonna put away some of this junk here. I do need bones. I haven't gotten much in the way of bones. Open our backpack. We're gonna throw in a bunch of our ores and stuff, and I guess that bow, and the aura dust. A spell book. That's poison bomb. Scary stuff. More knowledge fragments, and another spell book. we are going to now swap out our backpacks and put some stuff in here. I'm very curious about these knowledge fragments. Or not magic horse armor, but horse armor is nice. What is this? Magic chalk from Runic Dungeons. Steel leggings, protection 5 versus protection 6. Okay, I don't need those. Magic crystals and a saddle. Okay, that's some cool stuff. I have a feeling that TNT is going to be something that I can get some use out of in this mod pack. And as such, I'm going to grab it. We don't have a lot of iron left, so we actually can't make the better backpacks yet. But once we do, we can get going with the move-in stuff. And do we have any iron ore? I feel like we did. We did. We have a lot of iron ore. So now we can go on over here and pop it in there. And that's gonna be real nice real soon. And once that's made, we can upgrade our backpacks, put hopefully everything into them, and be good to go. Alright, so it looks like this episode is coming to a close with me sorting out the inventory. I'm going to actually just skip pretty much all of that footage I just filmed of me sorting it out, because I don't think it's super interesting. But, pretty much, I'm going to finish packing up and get us over to the new house by next episode. That's going to be like 15 minutes of like just sort of tedious work. So, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.